Good morning. Welcome back to what is really going to ground's spiritual home, a ditch in Wiltshire. And for the third of these Winterbourne Watch episodes, I'm thrilled to report that our ditch by Silbury Hill, there's Silbury Hill, is filling with water. Look! I wasn't sure if it would, having not been here for a week, but it's been such a soggy few days that our Winterbourne is really beginning to fill up. I'm by the tree where we filmed last Monday or Tuesday. You remember the one with the wonderful roots exposed by the course of the river last winter. And I've slid down the bank, aided by a stick, and used the stick to sound the depths, and I can report that it's about ankle deep, maybe 6 inches deep this morning. A little further down, do you remember where I filmed before that, the dry riverbed with the deep banked sides? That's a little further down. That's even fuller. No current yet, as it's blocked by ridges and reeds and so on. But it won't be long, I think, before there's an actual flow of water. But rather pleased to show you our Winterbourne beginning to do what it should. And a good excuse for me to read to you from the book of the prophet Ezekiel. One of those amazing visions from Ezekiel where he's led to the temple in Jerusalem, and there he's shown a river flowing out from the altar where God's people worship, and from the altar, as you'll hear, a river of life flows out into the land around and symbolizes their healing and their flourishing. And at a time when we are so reluctantly facing again weeks of lockdown and the suspension of worship, we are reminded in this image again of the way in which our encounter with God in worship is for the good of the world around us. It's not a private pursuit. It's something which is for the flourishing of everybody. And so I'm going to read to you from Ezekiel 47. If I can just do my usual trick, excuse me, of arranging my Bible with one hand. There we are. This is his vision. Then he brought me back to the entrance of the temple, and there water was flowing from below the threshold of the temple towards the east, for the temple faced east. And the water was flowing down from below the south end of the threshold of the temple, south of the altar. Then he brought me out by way of the north gate and led me round on the outside to the outer gate that faces towards the east, and the water was coming out on the south side. Going eastward with a cord in his hand, the man measured 1,000 cubits, and then led me through the water, and it was ankle deep. Again he measured 1,000 and led me through the water, and it was knee deep. Again he measured 1,000 and led me through the water, and it was up to the waist. Again he measured 1,000 cubits, and it was a river I could not cross, for the water had risen. It was deep enough to swim in, a river that couldn't be crossed. And he said to me, "Mortal, do you see this?" And he then goes, the man who's accompanying him in his vision, then explains to him what this river is for, and he concludes, "On the banks, on both sides of the river, there will grow all kinds of trees for food. Their leaves will not wither, nor their fruit fail, but they will bear fresh fruit every month, because the water for them flows from the sanctuary. Their fruit will be for food, and their leaves for healing." Their fruit will be for food, and their leaves for healing. God bless you this day, friends, as you go to ground.